we are welcoming in Kate and Derek. So Kate is from the Ignorance Was Bliss podcast. Yeah, we're all shirtless for some reason. Just it's best not to ask.
Give me a couple.
I dressed up for this event to come into a whole bunch of male nudity.
Same.
I'm the odd one out at the swinger party, aren't I?
I'm here for it. My kid's an adult. It's all good.
Harps Off Voice in the chat gets you entered for a Netflix and Swill t-shirt with the new logo.
Ooh.
There you go. Hashtag Harps Off. You get a Netflix and Swill t-shirt. Put it over there in the chat. I'm sorry. So let's go ahead. My microphone was down and Dan's was up, so you guys might be only heard a fraction of that. I'm so sorry. But anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen. You're going to let me know.
We are joined by the amazing Kate Wallinga from Ignorance Was Bliss, and she's joined by Derek from Rolling Misadventures, who is wearing enough clothes to compensate for my none. Is that how we're working this? I guess I don't know. I
apparently got the wrong memo.
Guys. No idea. And yes, Heather already mentioned it over in the chat. But happy birthday, Kate! Can we get happy birthday, Kate, over in the chat?
I think so.
Well?
I think we need donations for birthdays. That's what we need.
I think we do.
There you go.
We're already almost at $11,000. I'm blown away. I'm so blown away
That's
by all
amazing.
of this. It's amazing. But please take a moment, if you will, and let our audience know what Ignorance Was Bliss is all about.
Okay. Ignorance Was Bliss is my first podcast. And I'm a former forensic psychologist and crisis clinician, now home on disability. And so I do a podcast where I collect stories. Started off as true crime, and then I got kind of overwhelmed by the true crime community. And so I started talking to people who've not been locked up or talk about it as much. And then I got to know Derek because he came on my show.
Several times.
Yeah, but initially, that's where it started. And now we have a show together. Derek and I started Life World, which is cybercrime and other bad behavior on the internet.
Yep. And then outside of that, I have my own show, Rolling Misadventures, where if you were to take a tabletop role-playing actual play style podcast, mash it into an audio drama, that's basically what you get with our show. It's a lot of improv, a lot of just absolute insanity, and a whole lot of fun.
It is absolutely fun. You guys were on last year for Livestream for the Cure, and it was an absolute blast. So you guys have like a fun story game or whatever the case may be. But I also wanted to share this in the chat here because Kate literally just like I asked the shows that are taking part in the Livestream for the Cure if they wanted to give anything away, and Kate literally was like just throwing like hand over fist like different stuff at me. Where is it? It's right here. Why can I not find it in the thing here? What's happening? Why do I have VLC player open? Okay, hang on. Wait a minute. I can do this, guys. I swear. Oh, there it is. It's because I had it minimized. Apparently, if you have it minimized, it doesn't show up in the share window for whereby. That's a cool thing. But Kate has also generously decided to give us that is a whole bunch of dicks. Mm-hmm. That is a whole bunch of dicks
in a bag, hand knitted.
So she has knitted a whole bunch of dicks. That's not the only prizes that she's giving away, though. She's also got where's my list of Kate stuff? There it is. She's got Ignorance Was Bliss swag and a $20 credit to her TeePublic store. So, Kate, thank you so much for giving away so many amazing things. So you guys got to make it rain. You guys got to make it rain over there. So.
Yeah, and anybody who wins the sticker packs from Kate, I'm also throwing in some Rolling Misadventures stickers, as well as one of our exclusive vinyls that we do not sell.
And they're super cool.
There you go.
They're very cool.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please get those donations in. But I am going to step back. I'm going to see, because I know you guys got a whole bunch of stuff planned, and I will be here as you need me, okay?
You can minimize the dicks, Nick.
Oh, did you not want them there the whole time?
No, just us is good. I think people...
Here, I'm just going to actually, we'll blow those up so that's the only thing anyone can see.
I also, that's pretty much what it is I'm staring at a bunch of them. They're staring back. It's a little disconcerting. But I need a bag to go with it. So if you need a dice bag, you can offer it to people that they can eat a dick, and then you have a nice bag as well.
And you would shock the people at your table if you just threw a handful of dicks down instead of dice.
There's the bag. The bag is on there now. I'm showing the bag on there now. So that's the bag that you will be able to collect all of your dicks within.
Yeah.
So make it rain over there, guys. Get those donations in, and we'll be giving those away a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right. So Kate and I have come together today because a lot of people don't realize this, but both her and I are world scholars in a whole lot of information. Pretty much any topic out there, we are experts in the matter.
World's greatest experts.
So what we need from the chat, we need some prompts because we have so much knowledge going on in these heads that we don't know what topics you want us to talk about. So if over in the chat, you can give us whether it's just various nouns, fictional characters, historical figures, technology, animals. It doesn't matter. We know all of these things. And then on top of getting all those wonderful prizes, if you donate, we'll also start to shift topics in the middle of our scholarly debates on them as well. So we need a whole bunch of topics and a whole bunch of donations coming in.
Absolutely. I can switch on a dime.
And looking right off the bat, it looks like we have El Chupacabra, which I am a renowned cryptozoologist. Chupacabra is one of the greatest cryptozoological animals out there.
And there's starting a $10 donation from Patricia.
Oh, it changes already. Because actually I am. I know that you had believed so, but they're actually no longer considered cryptids. Now they're just household pets, and you can bring them home, you can pet them, you can train them, they'll do tricks. Sometimes they sit up and beg. They've also been known to eat other pets, so they're best in households without pre-existing animals in the home.
Interesting. Now, did you learn that from your fake diploma at Dandelion High? Because while I was studying at Primrose University, it was actually said that penguins were the natural predator of El Chupacabra. And that if you had a household full of penguins, you had nothing to worry about because they would just slide into those Chupacabra and knock them out of the way.
But that only works, though, if you happen to live in a climate where you can maintain ice rink on all the floors at all times. Because otherwise, the penguins, they start to slide, they trip, they fall. It's a problem. Then you've just got a pile of penguins in your hallway, which the guano is not actually all that great for hardwood floors.
So Anonymous87, a $200 donation in the chat. We broke $11,000, guys. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you very, very much. And hashtag I love you all. Thank you.
That's amazing. Hashtag kick-ass Nick.
So while the penguin guano is not great for your household, you're actually fairly easy. You can clean it up fairly easily with a whole bunch of bourbon. It's not just for drinking, although drinking a little bit of bourbon makes the whole ordeal just that much easier to deal with. But it sanitates, it'll polish the hardwood floors just like the casks that they are aged in.
Oh, just a little bit, though. Because my understanding is that the easiest way to clean up any mess is to drink a whole lot of bourbon. Is that just me?
That might just be that college that you went to. I know it was a party school, whereas we focused more on academia.
Sure you did, you Primrose. That's what I hear about you guys. Academia mostly because you can't date because you're covered in penguin guano. It's a problem. I understand. It's okay. I don't judge. It's just part of the issue. If you drink better bourbon, that might be useful as well. Because when you're doing like floor polish level bourbon, you're just going to end up with more of a mess and a fine layer of penguin guano on all of your floors.
Actually, yes, we did not drink the best bourbon. However, we had a robust horticultural department that just made the best weed.
Well, that will calm you down, but the problem is then you're paranoid about the penguins in the corner. So
you don't have to worry about the penguins in the corner. When you hotbox a penguin, amazing things happen.
Oh boy. Is this a euphemism? It sounds like a euphemism. Now, so, but going to I will allow you to hotbox all of the penguins that you need to hotbox. That needs to be a hashtag, by the way, because I acknowledge that sometimes it's indica and sometimes it's sativa. Which sort of weed helps you better with your penguin hotboxing endeavors?
Well, I preferred a hybrid strain between the two. We actually called it Pug Dandelion.
And so
you would smoke so much of it that you would just start snorting like the squish-faced dogs. That those squish faces, you think it would be the most horrible thing in the world, but it was an amazing thing for the pit fighting that they would do. As everybody in the Roman Colosseum would get high as hell after hotboxing the local penguins, they would just watch the pug races happening down in the Colosseum.
I don't even know which noun to latch onto anymore. I do adore pugs. I do. And as you may not understand, that after I was done with my first degree, I got a second degree specifically in pugs and pugs only. And the reason for that is I'm not a dog person in general, but if I'm going to have a dog, I want one that will stand up and dance when I walk in the room. And after I lost my first one to the chupacabra, I decided it's time to adopt a new pug and train it as a predator animal instead of prey.
Interesting. And how did that training come about?
Mostly a lot of weed. A lot. Bourbon also. But it calms the dog down considerably. And as well, then the floors, since they're already covered in a fine layer of penguin guano, they don't get scratched up by the pug claws. So it all works out very nicely.
Interesting. So I would almost counter that point of the pug scratching up those hardwood floors, that if you were just to put them to work with casking that bourbon and pulling them around, you could basically have little flight bottles and turn them into like the rescue dogs that would be in the Swiss Alps.
Oh, the St. Bernards with the cask of bourbon around their neck. Those are helpful, but the problem is they have a hard time sort of fitting through the doors, and also the chupacabra likes to ride them around the house in little galloping motions, and it's a little disturbing, honestly.
I could agree. I remember one time at the gun show that I came across a pug that was running in with a cask of bourbon. Not a full cask, again, about a little flight bottle running into the gun show, and all hell broke loose as everyone in there, being armed, of course, was beginning to hunt that chupacabra that was riding on his back.
Was this at Nick's gun show?
Absolutely. Nick's gun show, just right down the road.
I assumed nothing less. But the challenge is, are you allowed to bring animals into the gun show, and do they have to be on leash or off? Because it depends on state to state. I live in Massachusetts, and we don't do a whole lot in the way of, concealed carry, open carry of dogs or guns. So what is it in your part of the country?
Specifically in Washington, we're kind of along the same lines. But if you hop down to LA, they just have a slew of pocket dogs that you can, hide away, squirrel away as you go into these gun shows. The problem being that nobody really wants to arm the dogs, because that's the last thing you need is a dog just running around with a cannon strapped to them.
Well, also a dog with arms is disturbing, because now is it 4 legs or 6 legs? What once you've armed a dog, like do the arms go on the back of the dog, or like how are you? You talk about cryptids, and I'm curious about your opinion on what one does when one arms a dog.
Well, it's not so much how many arms they have. It's specifically how you address them. If you look at the various diagrams online about how a dog would wear pants, whether they are horizontal or vertical on the back legs, the real question is then, how do they wear the shirt?
And Pond plays with a $75 donation. We are at 11,218.
Amazing. I just got a little bit derailed by the idea of dogs wearing shirts. You do that to dogs? I feel like that's a little bit cruel, because you need their arms to be sort of open and unfettered so that they can run around and they can, escape from the untrained chupacabra as needed.
Well, when they are going and rescuing people, especially pugs, running through the Swiss Alps with the tiny little flight of bourbon strapped around their neck, you need to put sweaters on them so they don't freeze. Now,
I actually make my own sweaters for dogs.
Oh, I saw those. Those were those dick-shaped ones that are coming in the bag with the proper donation win, right?
Of course. Handmade with love, not lost, just love. It's an important distinction, especially when it comes to dogs. Like
absolutely. But the pugs didn't need the free arms when they were going to the Swiss Alps, because there were so many penguins that would defend them against the chupacabras.
And the penguins don't really have arms. which is kind of sad.
I mean, they have arms. They don't have fingers.
You've never seen a penguin with fingers?
I'm sorry. We have to get into this.
Oh my God, this pisses me off so much. Don't even get me started.
See, the problem with penguins, I argue that they have arms. But how are you going to argue if something has arms if the fact that they don't have hands? What defines an arm for an animal, Kate?
There are plenty of people in the world who have perfectly equal arms and no hands. Penguins among that group. Don't even get me started on the number of penguin mittens I have knitted in my day and have gotten beautifully handwritten notes in response. The problem is nobody bothers to teach penguins penmanship anymore, which I think is frankly cruel.
I agree. You know, Sharon Stone at one point had a charity event herself where she was trying to raise money to teach them proper calligraphy.
Where was she?
Didn't get nearly enough donations.
Where was she keeping the calligraphy set? I'm curious. Because Sharon Stone, everybody thinks Sharon Stone, and they immediately think, oh, Basic Instinct. I know where she keeps everything. But I think that's just reductionistic and unfair.
That is true, but I mean, she did so much in the way of training with tantric sex that she was able to hide that calligraphy set until it needed to be used.
I'd like to point out, speaking of tantric sex and so on, that I was able to undress quite a bit quicker than you are. I'm sorry about that. That's clearly.
I'm sorry. I was just so heated about the lack of hands.
It's a problem. I know. I just, maybe you need practice.
I need to practice giving penguins hands. That doesn't make any sense.
It never makes any sense, but you get upset and you don't listen, and I understand how it is. You just calm it down. Try weed. Have you considered weed?
I have. After spending all those lonely nights hotboxing the penguins, trying to get them to learn calligraphy from Sharon Stone. What
is happening?
It doesn't calm me down in the same way anymore.
You're not making any sense. Have you had some problems with chupacabra? Because I've heard that they occasionally bite humans, and then you get bitten, you get inflamed, you stay inflamed, you get upset. Like, it's okay. You could try the weed again. Try bourbon. Bourbon works for me.
I don't have bourbon, but I did see up in the chat that there was rum.
Oh, I have vodka.
Two things in which do not help the pugs in the Swiss Alps. But the problem was, so everyone was so focused on Basic Instinct and Sharon Stone that they didn't realize that they really should have recasted that movie with a reboot, gender swap it, with Johnny Depp playing Jack Sparrow.
Oh God, we've gone into pop culture trivia and I don't know these things now. Okay, but there's no sparrows involved in the making of Basic Instinct, right? I need to confirm that. Because that's
not unless it's a John Woo film. He just replaces the doves with the sparrows.
Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, disturbing, but acceptable. That's fine. We just, as we understand, actually, I can take, actually, don't get me started on Basic Instinct for real. True story. 1993, there was a blizzard in upstate New York. I was in Endicott. It was awful. I'm so sorry. Thoughts and prayers. I'm so sorry. But there was this enormous blizzard. We were trapped inside the house. Can you imagine, for 3 whole days? Right? And my grandparents were down visiting. And so we had movies from the video store that included Basic Instinct. And so I was about 16. And I watched Basic Instinct with my parents and my grandparents. And I'm still in therapy for it. So don't even get me started there because, I mean.
I once watched a made-for-TV version. It was like an after-school special of Basic Instinct. And the whole leg crossing scene just fell short when she was forced to wear pants. They just photoshopped them in.
Oh, God, pants! Don't even get me started about pants! I hate pants. Pants are just, they're the devil's tool. They really are. It's a terrible thing. I'm not wearing pants right now.
Neither am I. That's why the camera is panned just up this way.
I mean, they're overrated for one. For another, when you're trying to escape various penguins, chupacabras, or pugs, it's harder to run that way. Like, you might have a little more dignity, but at the payoff of losing a limb.
That is absolutely fair. But the problem that I have with not wearing pants is the fact that you don't have any pockets to put in.
I never have pockets.
And in fairness, I didn't train under Sharon Stone with the tantric sex, so I can't just hide my calligraphy sets when I'm trying to run away from a chupacabra.
I have a story about that. Well, about women not having pockets. They're so desperate that there was a young woman who when I was working in the emergency room. If you stood real close, she would walk by wearing scrubs and waiting to be placed in a drug rehab, and you could hear a faint rattle. She didn't have any pockets, so do you want to talk about where she was keeping her pill bottle? If she had pockets, none of us would have been as disturbed 5 years later by the location of that particular pill bottle. I'm saying.
Was it Sharon Stone who was running around with the pill bottles?
I can't tell you that.
So
but I can tell you that a lot of people have a lot of skills in that direction that you wouldn't think. Like some of the things that were removed for people, and now again, not making it up, when you talk about the little nips, the little bottles of alcohol, they had like a windowsill lined up of those motherfuckers of just little shot size.
Kate, I think we're getting into the weeds a little bit because if you really think about it.
Oh, God. Are we doing that already? Oh, I mean, it's not a conspiracy if it really happened.
No, the conspiracy is where to hide the nips. Big nips, small nips, it doesn't matter.
Here we go.
It's the fact that people need to hide them. And it's all just part of the government conspiracy. If you really think about it, the government doesn't want you to have nips.
We have $10 donations previously from Harley Q31 and just another one here from Julio for the continued Sharon Stone love.
I hear that Sharon Stone has a big thing for nips, and I think that's the government issue right now, is that the government is not a fan of Sharon Stone, which is a problem for me. I think it's unfair.
But what does the government have to do with Sharon Stone? I always heard that she was the leader of the Mole Army. So are the Mole Army against Sharon Stone?
Well, the Mole Army aren't actually moles. For one, they're chupacabra. And I know this because I was taken down into their lair once. It was amazing. It was dark and there was bourbon, but no penguins. Think about it.
All right, sheeple, you need to wake up. We have a bigger thing going on with Sharon Stone, the penguins, and the mole people, and the pugs.
I'm listening.
Here's how it actually works, all right? I'm going to bump my microphone. That is how intense this conspiracy is. Up in the Swiss Alps, we have the pugs with the penguins hotboxing with their little flights, their little nips. Meanwhile, Sharon Stone's working with the mole people in the government because they don't want the nips.
Everybody wants the nips.
All of the sheeple are caught in the middle of everything. How are we going to defend ourselves if the chupacabra is not going to come and save us?
Well, I think that's where a well-trained pug comes in because they have the little dance, and that's all it takes sometimes. Because have you ever seen a chupacabra dance?
In the middle of these two.
Have you ever seen a chupacabra dance?
Other than hopping down to the library and picking up a Necronomicon for the kids so they can help resurrect people that have fallen in battle, we don't stand a damn chance.
Was that Necronomicon or was that the Kama Sutra? I always forget. I get those confused. It's something about the fact that I record in my murder basement. It's not a problem. I can stop anytime I want. It's not a conspiracy. It's not. You give me that look, but I'm telling you, it's just a hobby. Sometimes. Enough bourbon and it's okay.
It's that all of these things that we do as quote unquote hobbies aren't actually training us for the battle that's coming.
I don't know if I would. So, okay, if we're gonna lay this out, would you rather have a fight with rum or bourbon?
I mean, I'm having a fight with rum right now as we're doing this live stream.
Is it winning though? Is it?
A little bit. But that's the
I mean, because for me, rum and I have had some serious arguments over time. It wins every time. Like, it doesn't matter. Pants, no pants, penguins, chupacabra. hot boxing, cold boxing, I end up losing the battle to rum every time. So I go with a good bourbon, or lately, and this is 100% your fault, a lot of peanut butter whiskey. I just want to point that out there. So
that is a good one. That is an absolute truth. There's no conspiracy to that.
No.
But back on the subject of this epic battle that is going to happen, as we are stuck in the middle, I have figured out the best way possible to defend ourselves. All right, look at me, people. Here's what you need to do. You need to get yourself some chickens. Put shoes on those chickens so that way they can run through the snow. They're not going to freeze their feet. Then arm yourself with some screwball whiskey and a licorice sword, because honestly, I don't see how that could go poorly.
Do the chickens need to be in their natural state? Not like Iowa. I mean, like,
I'm not saying put pants on.
That's what I'm asking. Like, because that's important to know. Like, Iowa can have its chickens or not, but if the chickens are in their natural state, pants free, then they got half a chance. And I feel like that's fair. Then that's not.
But
cruel.
they need the shoes. Have you ever seen a chicken's foot? There's not a whole lot of meat there, so they need the shoes to be able to go and subvert the pugs in the Swiss Alps with Sharon Stone.
I feel bad for Sharon. I do. It's cold there, and it's hard to warm up if you're not wearing pants. And so one would only hope that just
licorice swords.
Oh, one would only hope that she's armed with swords. Yes, with chicken shoes. Oh, licorice swords. Oh God! As long as it's black licorice, especially. Now they've got a fighting chance. So here's the deal. With the black licorice, it's something about the Dutch aiming to take over the world. I would know this because I'm married into it, so I'm like a world expert on the Dutch. By the way, just backing that up, think about it.
Your science has no place here. We have gone beyond our academics. We are thinking for ourselves. All right?
I mean, I guess, but they're all going to laugh at you. It's a problem. They're all going to sit around laughing with their licorice swords pointing at you in a very waggy and judgmental way. And I mean, if rum is busy winning the battle, then the rest of us are just stuck with our whiskey and bourbon trying to figure out how do we make up for those who can't fight for themselves.
Well, meanwhile, as all of those people are just kicking back in their hot tub of hot chocolate, just relaxing, sucking on a penis-shaped lollipop, we need to figure out how to end this war, Kate. How are we going to defend ourselves if the chicken shoes aren't going to do it? Where do we meet the middle ground where we save the nips, but we also cover the nips? The dicks. You're onto something.
I am, because I think it would cause everyone to pause. Now, first of all, let's back up to the licorice swords for a moment. Black licorice scares off a lot of people, okay, and with reason. And again, I'm saying this is from a Dutch point of view, and it's disgusting, and I don't understand. But that's good. It's a weapon. We're going to weaponize the swords for one. And if we end up making black licorice dicks, now you've got something that intimidates people and grosses them out all at the same time. I think that's important to consider. Think about it.
But on the topic of alcohols, and I mean, you have Jägermeister. Maybe you're onto something with the black licorice, because as a lot of people know, the Jaegers, the giant robots that were in Pacific Rim, could give us a fighting chance against all of this.
I went to college with a guy named Jaeger. I'm thinking twice about that guy now. I think
did he pilot a mech, specifically a meat suit?
I think that's quite likely. I mean, I just called him Dave, but I'm pretty sure it was Meat Suit Dave. Was like that's what his mother called him when he was in trouble. And he never seemed to feel the cold, so he could go to the Swiss Alps without much problem. And he was always drunk. I mean, everybody who went to college was always drunk, so there's that.
You can't lose a battle with alcohol if you're always drunk. I mean, I've always said that. My mother said that to me growing up.
Oh, we're not going to go into mothers because that's going to go back to don't get me started. But absinthe. Now we're talking. In theory, we're talking. Although I want to point out, God damn! In the realm of conspiracy, that it was clearly a well-executed conspiracy. I went to the Pacific Northwest last summer, as you know, and everybody talks about how great absinthe is out there. Nobody had any. Think about it.
As someone who generally has absinthe on hand, living in the Pacific Northwest.
You say that.
You're right. I didn't have any. And I think it's because the Chupacabra teamed up with another one to sabotage me. He actually teamed up with the Skinwalker, aka Skin Daddy.
The Skin Daddy. It was. I was going to say, if you can call your pets a fur baby, then you're a Skin Daddy, and that's all there is to it.
See, you have always been hung up on Skin Daddy, when in reality, if they're your baby, that means you are their father. So I propose that we change the term to Flesh Father.
No, I can't go that far. This is
just stitching the meat together, Kate.
That's the difference between forgive me, Father, for I've sinned, and this is punish me, Daddy, because I've been naughty. Like, it takes it a step too far. And I think that when it comes to these conspiracy theories, we do need to be careful, because if you go too far, you're gonna look crazy. Think about it.
Are you saying that we just look crazy? We're trying to bring the truth to these people in this lovely chat room watching this charity stream.
Tell me about it. Like, absolutely. I'm bringing the truth. I'm bringing all of the truth that I got. I'm also like dying because apparently feather boas are really, really warm. I'm bringing all of the truth that I know how to bring. But what's important to bear in mind is that if you go too far, people will stop listening. So you have to make sure that it's like, for instance, talking about the chupacabra, but not taking it the next step into the deericorn with two dicks, because like,
the deericorn with two dicks is a majestic animal. You have multiple places to hang on as it flies away with rainbows coming out of it. All right.
Okay. And I'm going to do an aside here to say that if you go to my merch shop, you can see that there actually is such a thing in my merch shop right now. So it's clearly not a conspiracy. It's real. If you can see it on the internet, it must be true. Think about it.
I think you're onto something.
I think I am. But I am not on a majestic dick.
I'm going to shift a little bit because, as someone very, very much pointed out in the chat, that with everyone calling their dogs fur baby, it's cute and fun. When I call children skin dog, I'm creepy. But I think they're onto something, because they have caught on to the fact that the skin parent. It's not about the skin parent. This is all going back into the government that is trying to take over our minds by music.
Puppy. I'm sorry.
Hear me out on this. Skin Doc, aka Skin Puppy, a la Skinny Puppy.
Ah, I see. The messages are encoded in the beats. I thought maybe. Do you have to dance in order to hear those encoded messages?
You have to actually step with the rhythm, because when you have an entire dance floor that is stepping to the beat, it's actually playing out Morse code.
My bracelet says Morse code on it that I just got today, and I can tell you what it says. It says fuck off. That's what my bracelet says in Morse code, and that protects me from the bad juju, bad vibes, and also the rum in the world.
See, this hat is a result of all of the rum in the world, but does protect me against the government trying to get into my head.
Listen, some people wear tinfoil hats, and some of us wear tinfoil tiaras. I'm just saying. Think about it. You'd have done better with a tiara. You should. I'll send this out when I'm done.
I know. I'm feeling like a fucking baked potato in this thing.
Try wearing a boa at the same time. Which, by the way, these are not chicken feathers. By the way, chickens are out there in their natural state. Maybe Iowa. I'm not sure, but I'm not wearing. This is actually. I don't actually know what bird it is.
Penguin feathers?
What's that?
Is it penguin feathers from your fallen foes from the north?
Human feathers?
No, penguin feathers.
Do they have feathers? I don't think they have okay, because let's go ahead and tell the people. Birds aren't real, Derek.
I was going to get there eventually. I didn't want to spring it on them too soon.
Well, I feel like they need time to absorb this reality. It's a difficult thing to have to accept. Are chickens birds?
Does it matter? Are chickens not real?
I need to know what I ate for dinner. this is really important to me. All of a sudden, did we have skin puppy for dinner? We had skin puppy for dinner. Again, you know.
Okay, Kate, if the birds aren't real, which we know, then what are the feathers on your boa?
This is what I'm saying. Chickens are vegetables. See, the cool thing is that everything tastes like chicken, except for chicken, which tastes like dolphin.
See, I always assumed dolphin tasted like tuna.
No, it tastes like chicken.
Oh, okay.
Everything tastes like chicken, except for chicken, which tastes like.
Well, because chickens can't exist. If they're birds, they're not real.
You can't take this too far, though, because people will think you're crazy. Chickens is vegetables. I actually have seen them like aligned in a field in a nice row. More so than I've ever seen. I've never seen like chupacabras in a field, so I'm pretty sure chupacabras are not vegetables, or if they are, they're like root vegetables. But chickens,
no, and I can back up the chickens are vegetables because I have seen farmers go out and harvest chickens. You just cluck them right out of the ground, and they're fresh, ready to go on your table.
does this involve hotboxing as well?
No, that was just for the penguins that didn't exist. Kate, if penguins don't exist, then what the fuck did we hotbox in college?
Oh, I don't know what you did down at Primrose. Like, that was not this is why I didn't go to Primrose, because you guys were hotboxing something.
I need to know what it is. This is all a government conspiracy. It all makes sense now. Sheeple, wake up. You cannot hotbox penguins. No matter how many times Sharon Stone is going to tell you to do it.
I'm getting, does pork taste like oranges? Well, pork is oranges. Ham is. So a friend of mine, she will taste like penguins. Damn it. A friend of mine used to work at a convenience store, and he had a woman come in one night, and I think she's onto something. Hear me out. Because
now, was this a woman that was walking in with the pill bottles and no pockets?
No, that was in the ER, and that was for real. Okay. This is also for real, but I wasn't there. It was a friend. So
gotcha.
That makes it okay. It makes it more real that way. You know, when it happens to you, you question your own judgment. But when it happens to a friend, then clearly they know what they're talking about. Like, no question. And he was working late, and a woman came in looking for deli meat. And he was like, well, we have roast beef here, and we have bologna. And she's like, and the big empty portion. He's like, well, we're out of pork products. And she's like, I don't want pork, I want ham. And he said, well, ham is pork. Like, she's like, no, I want ham comes from little hams. They run around fields. They're just little hams. And she showed him how big they were because she knew how big a ham hock was. And she's like, they just run around. And they're kind of furry and they're kind of soft and they jump and run around. Have you ever seen one? Because I think that would explain a lot. Think about it.
We all know that hams are, the general way that the chupacabras survive. They are their food source for the most part. And you never see the chupacabras because they run in, they eat all the hams before the hams can get there, and then they run around as fast as they can, pretty much as fast as an airplane, leaving chemtrails behind them. That's how you know that the chupacabras have been in the area.
Aren't chemtrails the things that interrupt my cell phone signal?
No. That's Sharon Stone.
Oh. Okay, good. Well, good. Because I didn't want to end up blaming the chupacabra for the fact that I can't get a good cell signal down in my murder basement. But
no, they're the ones to blame for not being able to find hams.
I don't want to resent the chupacabra, though, because like I said, they can't be well trained.
I wouldn't call them well trained when they're the ones riding around on pugs, which says a whole lot about the pugs. If a chupacabra can run so fast that they're leaving the chemtrails behind themselves, how fast does a pug run?
As fast as you can peel an onion.
All right, that's fair.
Because the onions are complex, and you have to work your way down by layers. And that's really sort of how the chupacabra is, although I would not suggest unpeeling the chupacabra by hand because you can't get that smell out of your hand for like a week. So I hear.
No, but cooking up some nice chupacabra with some garlic and mushrooms and putting it on one of those mythical hams and steaks. It's a good time.
Fava beans, yeah. Yeah. So, okay. I'm a little bit confused about where penguins fit in all of this. And I don't mean that in a personal sense. Like, I'm not asking you where you store your penguins because they're not pocket pets. But
no, they stay up in the Swiss Alps. We've already established this.
Yes, I know, but where do you... Never mind. Don't answer me. I don't want to know where on your person you keep them when you're carrying around. But I thought that it was penguins that interrupted the cell signals of the world.
That would explain a lot. Sharon Stone taught the penguins the tantric sex so they could interrupt the cell phone signals. So that way we couldn't communicate and get the truth out there. If you look over at the chat, they are catching on. They are thinking for themselves now.
They are not sheeple.
They are not sheeple.
They have woken up. They are woke.
Woke sheeples.
Woke. Wokels? Weeples? I can't find the word, but it's there somewhere. I'm glad because you don't want to have a nodding off sheeple. Like when they're tired, that's no good.
Hashtag woke sheeple. Spread it on Twitter, folks. Get the word out there. People need to know the truth.
They need to know the truth about the woke sheeples. Oh, goodness. Yeah, because I often, when I see a nodding off sheeple, I assume some form of cannabis. It's a problem of mine, but I assume that they've calmed down. And you don't want to calm down. The paranoia is good. Paranoia is good. But you don't want them to get to the point where they calm down and peek off and nod off. You want them to sort of rouse the troops and make sure to spread that truth.
Absolutely. Now, I do have a follow-up question, though, since we're back on the topic of the robots and the Jaegers that are going to help defend us against this government conspiracy.
The mech ones, yes.
As they are nodding off, do the robots dream of woke sheeples?
The androids dream of woke robots.
Woke bots.
Woke bots. That was a sort of a follow-up question. Like, I understand the concept of whether androids dream of electric sheep, but what do electric sheep dream of?
Penguins.
Of course. I would have assumed Sharon Stone myself, but
Who doesn't? I mean, that's not one that you could just give to one thing.
Wait. Is Sharon Stone a penguin?
It all makes sense now, Kate. You figured it out.
Maybe. I think that's the case.
That's why the scene where she crossed her legs over each other, it was to focus on her legs that she did have and not the hands that she didn't.
Have you ever seen Sharon Stone in the same room with a penguin?
Have you ever seen Sharon Stone's hands? I haven't.
Woke. Damn it, you win. Woke sheeple dream of Sharon Stone's nips that I just broke. I do too. It's true. No, but I need to wait. Do penguins have nipples?
No, of course they don't, because birds aren't real.
Hashtag penguin nipples.
Hashtag free the ping nip.
I'm not even drunk. I'm lost. How did this happen? I don't understand. Does chupacabra have nipples? Are they mammals? Are they live births? So. They have hair.
Yeah. So that's one of them.
Presumably live births.
Two.
Warm-blooded.
Although giving birth to a chupacabra with like those weird massive teeth and jaw things that they do.
I mean, giving birth to this, like.
Is Emily a chupacabra? Have you been housing a chupacabra this whole time, Kate? Are you working with the government to take down Sharon Stone and her nipples?
No, well, kind of. Yeah, fun, if you know what I mean. But not in that way. No, I don't want to take her out. I want to take her anyway. But that. Oh, I'm trying to go through the steps. I think chupacabra must be mammals. They must be. Warm-blooded, eats hams, also eats Cheetos. Someone thinks that chupacabras lay eggs, but I think that they're live births. Because if you listen, you can hear the screams.
Well, it's kind of like, that's the scream from the eggs. When they're inside, they come out and they're just like, oh, and that's how you know that the chupacabra eggs have been laid.
So they're not born in space, because in space, no one can hear you scream.
No, of course not. Neil deGrasse Tyson debunked that years ago.
What about Big Pharma?
Don't even get me started on Big Pharma.
I'm gonna, because I think Big Pharma created birds. Think about it, because you have all of these people who get all hopped up on things like antidepressants and pain meds, and then at the same time, they don't have any birds in their homes. I think there's a connection there.
Nick pointed out a very good point, Kate. If birds aren't real, what the fuck is in Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Well, that's what I was saying. Are chickens in their natural state? Maybe Kentucky is their natural state.
Is Kentucky Fried Chicken just vegan because chicken are plants and we pulled them out of the ground?
Did birds create Big Pharma? They might have. No, well, I think Kentucky might be the natural state of chickens. I don't think it's pants. I don't think you can, because pants you can take on or off, but a natural state is sort of constantly natural. And so I think that Kentucky might be it. Maybe Kentucky is the only place birds exist.
See, Mike's and Monster points out Kentuckians. No, it's Kencluckians. You were very close there.
God. Okay, fair. I tried. I did try. I'm still learning. Teach me more.
You're waking up. You're finally seeing the bigger picture.
I'm like a half-woke sheeple. Like a halfling?
Yeah, you're just... the halflings. See, that's how Sharon Stone refers to the penguins. She just calls them halflings or little people, and that's how she passes them into the gun shows so they can arm themselves against the pugs.
Nick's gun show.
Yes. Nick's gun show.
Which I believe is staffed almost entirely by Sharon Stone. Just her.
Sharon Stone and an army of shirtless guys cheering about the donations for cancer research.
I mean, I think that's only reasonable.
Absolutely.
I'm not shirtless, by the way. We didn't get quite that many donations. Plus, I get paid more to put it back on, so that's a problem.
But since we have brought this full circle, let's go back to the donations. Everybody, we need those donations. We already hit the checkpoint as far as this is our goal for cancer research. I am still sweating from that stupid tinfoil hat. To get us some more donations, win some prizes. Nick, let's go ahead and give away some prizes to our lovely donors.
There you go. $25 from Anastasia Meissner.
That's Anna. She's amazing.
Anna. All right. I'm just going to put Anna because I will not try to pronounce that again. $25. Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah. We're doing okay, huh?
Here we go.
Nice.
And there we go. Another one for $10 from Johnny Chaos. Thank you so much, Johnny. I've got a list of everybody that's donated during this hour, Kate, by the way.
That was crazy. That was... I have to take the glasses off. I can only wear one pair of glasses at a time because two pairs would make me look crazy, but I'm leaving my tiara on because it's my birthday, and so I'm allowed.
Birthday tiara, there you go.
Yeah, first the conspiracy tiara, now a birthday tiara, and the difference is a ham and a sheeple and a boa. And Sharon Stone's nipples, apparently.
All right, we're getting those donations in. Nick, let's give away some prizes. We got sticker packs for folks.
You've got, let's see, how many donations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 donors in the segment here. So you let me know how you want to do it. Or do you just want to start giving shit away?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So let me pull up the list of prizes that you guys have. You guys have a bag of dicks.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Wait a minute. Jared Taylor, $37. Another donation in here. And
37?
In a row?
Kicked us over
Try not to stick a dick on your way through the parking lot.
350. Oh my God. Adam from Ottawa.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh my God in heaven. Guys, $11,315. So we are 94% of the way to our new goal, which is $12,000. And if we hit the $12,000 goal, we are going to punt the ball all the way to $15,000. This is amazing. I am so blown away by the absolute amazing generosity and the effort of all of our podcast partners, all of our guests, and all of their audiences turning out to make all these amazing donations. It's crazy. It's absolutely
totally
amazing. I'm blown away.
You're doing
folks,
so good.
Folks over in the chat, if you want to get in on sticker packs, bags of dicks, all of this stuff, if you want to win a prize, even $1 goes a long way. It gets you in the running for some of these prizes.
So let's see. So again, we've got some Ignorance Was Bliss and Rolling Misadventures swag. Mm-hmm. We've got a bag of knitted dicks, and we've got a $20 credit to Kate's TeePublic store. So what do you guys want to give away first? What do you guys want me to roll for first here?
Oh, let's start with the stickers and work our way up.
Okay, let's start. How many? Let's give away. So we've got again how many?
I will absolutely buy somebody a ham too. If they want.
7, 8,
if you
9.
can find one.
Here's what we'll do. We'll give away 3 sets of stickers from everyone, and we're gonna throw some EFG swag in on that as well. So some swag. Dan, I'm trying to battle over your voice here. Sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna give away some EFG swag along with the Rolling Misadventures and the Ignorance Was Bliss swag. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 winners here. Okay. Let's roll the. Where's my drum roll? Drum roll. Where are you? Where? Hello. There you are. You're lucky, Mario. You're lucky, Mario. $10 donation. I had not hit the roll button yet, so I'm going to go ahead and get him added in there before I roll. Hang on.
Well, thank you.
Adrienne, $5.
Nice.
Thank you, Adrienne.
All right, I'm gonna breathe for a couple seconds, and we're gonna see if any other. That was hashtag Hotbox Penguins, by the way. Which I was legitimately crying. Holy God, I was just dying when you guys hit that. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't question Derek's hobbies as long as safe, sane, and consensual. Like,
they were very consensual penguins. I will tell you that much.
Smoking when they're done.
Before they are DTF, no problem. So. Let's go ahead and drum roll one more time here. And we're drawing winners. We have Adam from Odd Dad Out. We have Johnny Chaos. And we have Patricia. Thank you all so much for your donations. And you guys have won EFG sticker packs, some Ignorance Was Bliss stickers, and some Rolling Misadventure.
And we'll throw in some Life Rolled with those too, since we got stickers there, yeah.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
I guess Mr. B Natural, you're going in for the next round. $10 donation. So let me just get this typed in here. EFG.
They really want. I think what we're hearing is that they really want the dicks. That's what.
Is this what it is? Is everybody trying to get in here before we draw the dicks? You can walk around to
somebody and you can tell them, eat a bag of dicks, and you can actually swallow it up.
Here comes the money. Here we
go.
Here comes the money.
Esquimall 6. This has to be somebody related to Justin, I would assume so. $100 donation. Thank you so
nice.
Much. Guys, we're $560 away from $12,000, which is $2,000 above our original goal. This is insane. Oh my God, this year has been crazy. Let me type that in the chat here. Hang on. Esquimall. Let's get that in here.
And Nick, it looks like they're wanting you to come up on the mic just a hair.
Okay, how's that? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, God, we're going to do the ASMR for the rest of this?
No, that's next year's.
Oh, God.
There you guys go. All right, so let's get... Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw now for the $20 TeePublic credit, Kate, okay?
Mm-hmm. Bring it.
All right. We're saving the bag of dicks, so if you want that bag of dicks, guys, you better get in here.
Always save it for last.
You better get in here. So the winner of the $20 TeePublic credit for Ignorance Was Bliss from Kate is Jared Taylor, Destruction in Human Form, executive producer for the Epic Film Guys. We love Jared. Let's see. 20 credit, Jared. I'm just on my prize list. I'm just marking things down. And let's see. IWB Bag of Dicks. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't do a drum roll while I'm holding the bag of dicks, but
no, you just got to do the drum roll with the dicks. Those
That's
are
what
your
I'm
drumsticks.
talking about. Derek's got the right idea. You get the dicks out, and they're drumsticks now.
Oh, I should have put like maracas in them next year.
Here we go.
Next year.
The bag of dicks, ladies and gentlemen. Harley Quinn, 31. You have won a knitted bag of dicks.
Apparently, those dicks are coming to my house.
Oh my lord!
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much,
Well
everybody,
earned.
for your amazing donations, for pushing us to. I mean, we're just a little bit, over $500 away from our flex goal number 1. We're pushing it to 15K if we hit that flex goal, which we're gonna hit it because this year is beyond my wildest expectations, and you two are beyond my wildest expectations as well. I absolutely love, and Jared Taylor, you son of a bitch.
Here we go.
$60 donation to push us to 11,500.
Awesome.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Kate, Derek, can you guys please take a moment to let us know exactly where we can find your wonderful shows out there on the web? One of these days, Kate, when you're coming into the area, or when I'm going out to Massachusetts, or if you just swing down to Connecticut and pick up Emily and come and find me.
That is the plan. Road trip. I was not kidding.
We're going to meet in person. We're going to hang out. It's going to happen. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to make it happen yet. But let us know where we can find you guys out there on the web.
Online. I am mostly...
Just online in general.
Yeah, online. Everywhere. I'm always watching you. Think about it. I'm at IWB Podcast. And that's sort of all of the social medias in iwbpodcast.com. And I'm online far too much because that is how I avoid my children. And and then also our show Life World is at Life World Pod, and that's on Twitter is the easiest way to catch us there. If you feel like you have a little bit too much seriousness in your life and you need some ridiculous memes and inappropriate behavior, I also have my Facebook group is the Ignorance Was Bliss Asylum, and we misbehave on the regular.
Yep, and then you can find my show, Rolling Misadventures, at rollingmisadventures.com. If you just want absurd 2-episode stories that you could hop into, hop out, generally comedic, everything goes wrong. It's basically like the weirdest, shittiest 90s drama movies, gay cowboy love triangles. We had dogs with drug cannons strapped to them. It's absurd. So go ahead, check out Rolling Misadventures wherever you're listening to podcasts normally.
You guys are absolutely wonderful. That was so much fun. Just the random, and I was trying to think of things to just keep throwing into the chat, and I'm just like, I'm running out of things to think of because I don't come up with things on the spot. Really, really good. Pond Place, thank you for the 200 biddies. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Amazing.
Just you guys are absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, and also Kate, special shout out for being so amazing during Paul Chomo's segment for Varmints. Oh my God. I mean, number one, Paul did rejoin us today to do a shot of Skull when we hit 9,000, so we do know he's alive, but like all the catchphrases you kept throwing in the chat was just an extra layer of deliciousness on top of that segment. It was amazing.
New merch. Well, I may end up with Hotbox Penguins as new merch. So
No, I'm stealing that one.
You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us here on Livestream for the Cure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be joined by Sam and Kahu and Liz for movie reviews in 20 Qs in just a moment here. But I did want to announce, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there in the chat, if you're watching, if you're listening, if you're wondering where this beautiful bad boy has been, ladies and gentlemen, this gift set, if you're not familiar with Hot Ones, the show Hot Ones, the YouTube interview show, Sean Evans asks celebrities questions while they eat hot wings. These are 3 sauces from that show. Okay, you got their classic, which is their lowest level. It's the number 1 hot sauce. It's very, very flavorful, but not very spicy. You've got Los Calientes Rojo, which is their mid-tier sauce. This is number 5. And then this is number 10, the Last Dab XXX. I'm turned all the way up, and I'm like into the yellow on my microphone thing. I don't know why you guys can't hear me. Let me, hang on. Check. Is that any better? Like, can you guys hear like a little bit better? Once again, I blame Gerald because ever since he got here and we had to turn phantom power on, it ruined everything for everything. Can you guys hear me at all? Is that better? Are we good? Okay. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, yes. So, like I said, this is the Last Dab XXX, Los Calientes Rojo, and the classic hot sauce from Hot Ones. This gift set of hot sauce is now available any donation of $5 or more between now and the end of the night, so midnight, is when I'm going to be calling the winner for this bad boy, because this is like our most expensive prize that we have. So get those donations in if you want to win this between now and midnight. It's, I really can't wait. So, Drew Hallam, get your beautiful ass in here. You know what time it is. I figured he was hovering right over the join button. He usually is. He's usually ready with that join button. I'm so confused right now. There he is. I knew you couldn't be that far away, my friend.
Right here.
All right. And I mean, we're $500 away, and excuse me, less than $500 away, because we just got another donation from Chris Yaney for $13.19.
Chris,
thank you so much. He said #420. Awesome. But Mr. Hallam, please. It's time.
That one? That one right there?
Oh, that one right there. Oh, that guy. You know that guy.
Heck, how are you doing?
Okay. You're a beautiful man. Oh, #moonshine for Drew, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get some love for Drew Hallam over there in the chat? Can we get some love for him over there in the chat? Thank you so much, my brother. You are the man. You are the man.
I'll be back.
You will be back, my friend. I know you will. Thank you so much for dropping in. Another donation, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb, $5 donation. Give me that sauce, he says. Give me that sauce.